Good evening, Fantasy Degenerates. It's week 3. I got a special guest this week, my first guest ever, Mr. Tommy. One of the strongest men in this league, without a doubt. So, this week, I'm going to tell you one thing. You need to hide your kids, hide your wives, because it's the Adrian Peterson theme video. So we're going to go ahead and we're not going to do any preseason rankings, or not preseason, but just power rankings in general. It's a little bit too early to do those at this point. So what we're going to do is kind of break down some matchups this week, because I think that we really have some quality matchups this week, Tommy, that I think that will really kind of define what the power rankings are in the next couple of weeks. So let's go ahead and jump right in. But something though I need to let you know, part of the theme this week, we're going to be looking at if we feel that you're going to be losing this week, you're going to get the unsafe. And you know what that means is you better run, you better hide your butt, because Adrian Peterson's coming after you. If we do feel that you're safe and you've been a good boy, or you just feel that you're one hell of a strong kid, you're going to get the safe card, and that is going to equal a win for you. So let's go ahead and just jump right in to our first matchup this week. So what's our first matchup?
Well, this is going to be the game of disappointment. We've got Luke versus Josh. I mean, we've got Josh who's riding the back of a broken back of Arian Foster. But if he stays up, I think he can do some good things this year and possibly keep Josh in the running, at least maybe make a playoff run. But after those 66 points, I think it was last week, I'm not feeling Josh so much.
Yeah, and without a doubt, I really do think it is a game of disappointment. Green, you were one of our preseason #1 picks, and has really just fallen apart. I do think that you have had some injuries. You're doing a lot of trades, trying to rebuild it.
West for Ertz.
Yeah. Come on now. Or and Kelly trying to offer me Witten for Nelson. Come on, man. You need an ass whooping for even asking me for that trade offer. But anyways, so this is how I see it. Kelly, you're not going to be able to sit down this week, because I do think that Green is going to give you a good old-fashioned ass whooping. So, Green, you are safe. Kelly, unsafe. All right. So we got that settled. Kelly, I'd probably see you closer to dropping in that bottom of that top 10 if you do lose this week. So let's move on to our next game is Sean versus Glenn. Now, Sean is one of those teams that I felt at the beginning of the year, right after the draft, that he was probably going to be one of the worst teams in the league. And I'm still kind of on that fence, that he's going to be one of those worst teams. So, I mean, what do you think about this matchup?
Well, first of all, we're going to talk about Glenn.
Okay.
First off, you're dropping your pants this week, just like you dropped your team you dropped your whole draft just about. Yeah. You dropped Decker, which just blew up for my man over here.
Yep. Thank you.
And then you turn around and drop your, 4th round draft pick, Gerhardt. What did he get, 1.7 points last week? Yeah, I'm not feeling it. So you're dropping your pants, and you're going to be sitting in the corner with a sore ass this week.
Yeah, Glenn, you're definitely going to have to kind of save your ass and start begging. One other thing though, Sean, don't get too comfortable, man, because I think you're going to have to make some moves with Stafford and trade him, because he's the only person I think that you're going to have that is on your roster to be able to make some actual legitimate trade moves to kind of boost your roster there.
Just don't send me Stafford, because I got Drew Brees. Come on, man. That's one of those, come on, man.
There's a few people I think could use Stafford. So let's move on to which I think is a matchup who both of these teams have a shit ton of potential. Well, hold on for a second. We need to back up for a minute. I forgot about this. Hey, so on this matchup, who do you like, Sean or Glenn?
I'm going Sean.
Sean's
safe.
Yeah, Sean's safe. Glenn, you're getting an ass whooping. You're unsafe. All right. So let's move on to Gino versus the Pawn Shop. Like I was saying, I like both of these teams. I think that they're both pretty decent. I think Rusty is probably one of the best 0-2 teams that I have seen in a long time. And you know what? I'm going to tell you this much, Gino. Rusty does the paint stroke. He does the paint stroke well. And that means he got a strong arm to whoop your ass this week. So I'm going to tell you right now that you're unsafe. I'm going to go ahead and jump in.
Yeah, Gino's unsafe.
So, I mean, what do you think about that matchup, though, Tommy?
I mean, I think the pawn shop finally opens for 1 week. He's been shut down for a while, but I think he steps up and actually gets a victory finally. He does have the third most points, but 2 losses early. I think he can bounce back, though, as long as he makes a trade sometime soon like he's known to do.
Absolutely. And I really do think if we did the power rankings right now, I would put you, Rusty, in the top 5. And you know usually, man, I'm just whooping your ass all week for the last several seasons. But at this point, I do think that you have drafted a decent team, so I'm going to put you there, Mr. Pawn Shop. So we move on to you, Tommy, and Mr. Rob Rouse. I'm going to call this match the death match. And you know what? Go ahead, log in and look. At least Thursday night, they have both of these teams set at a 0.1 difference. That's how strong this matchup is going to be. Rob Rouse, a preseason #1, Mr. Tommy, who's been one of the most consistent players in our league. This is one of those matchups that, like I said, somebody's going to have to be able to just survive the beatdowns. And at the end of the week, I think, no joke, Tommy, you might just have to drop your pants, and we're going to have to just, hey, look, the only person who'll be watching is Rusty, because you know he loves you. Yeah. So we're going to have to just count the bruises. Whoever has the less bruises wins at this point. I mean, that's how I see it.
Well, I see Breezes being the difference this week. He's going up against Minnesota. He's had 2 road games. Didn't do too well. We all know what Breeze does at home. I see him dropping 400 yards, 3 touchdowns. I see me taking this one. Sorry, Rouse.
You know what? I'm not going to disagree with you, or I'm not going to agree with you. I'm just telling you right now that this is going to be an absolute shootout. If you get bored and just want to watch fantasy football on some random day, just go ahead and log into this matchup if you're getting beat and just watch these guys go at each other. So it's going to be one hell of a matchup, which I call it the death match.
And I think, personally, I'm safe.
So, you know what? I think the belt's going right between both of you guys' butt crack, and nobody's safe at this point. So, let's move on to what we call our game of the week. A game of the week is featuring me, one of your commissioners who just put up a league record 166 points for you, versus David. 2-0 David, who I truly think is probably our #1 power rankings person so far this year.
I believe as of now, with the injury that I suffered with my #1 pick, I do believe David probably is hurt. Hate to say it, but the #1 right now.
David, and it's all because you got Ruddus froze and Tommy picked him up.
Yeah, but that's
and Tommy just blew up against the Colts. However, I do think you do love those New Orleans running backs, and I do believe Pierre Thomas is going to be your X factor. And if he shows up this week, that is your only prayer at this point. Of even beating me, because I do have a 1,000,000-point ass, and I'm not going to be damaged. There's not going to be any bruises on me, man. So that's why I'm calling myself safe this week, and you're going to be unsafe, depending on Pierre Thomas. What do you think, man?
I kind of agree with you.
Yeah.
I know he's got Rodgers and Calvin. They can both go off at any time, but then again, Waylon has some guys that can go off at any time. He is a little low on the RBs, so we'll see what can happen there. But I say Waylon's going to take this one this week. And like I said, if Pierre can show up, be that #1 back, if Kyrie Robinson's riding the pine, then I think you got a chance there. That's your only chance.
Well, good luck to you, David. Anyway, so there you have it. There is your matchups of this week. Good luck to you all. Hope you pack your asses on ice, because you know that AP is after you. But one thing I do want to remind you of, and this is, consider this a public service announcement. Spanking children is not right, and that's not a joke. Use the 1, 2, 3 magic. Do whatever you have to do to be able to make those kids safe. Don't be spanking kids. It's not cool. All right, there's your public service announcement. Just continue kicking each other's ass in fantasy football, and move on. Leave the kids alone. All right, AP. Bye.